The Loomhouse has been here as a weaving institution for 75 years. This is actually our 75th anniversary this year. It was purchased in 1939. Before that, Lou Tate had had her weaving group in Old Louisville, and it was called the Little Loom Room. And then when she moved here, she called it the Little Loomhouse. Lou Tate was a master weaver. She studied at Berea, and she worked with two First Ladies, Eleanor Roosevelt and Lou Henry Hoover, to help acknowledge and preserve the incredible artistry of American craft. Her mission was to help bring accessibility of weaving into the community, and she actually worked locally, nationally, and internationally with weavers of all types, with students of all types. She worked among other women to go and collect all of these wonderful patterns that had developed in family lines through many, many generations. And they were written in these little scrolls, these little slips of paper, which would then be collected with the other family recipes that really help to identify with what home is. You know, when you lose everything, the things that help you remember what home was like, what your homeland, what the people you may never see again are truly those recipes. And so those overshot patterns were part of that recipe collection. So if you reach above and you see that peg up at the top of your loom, go ahead, just move it back and forth. One of the challenges we have up here at the Little Loomhouse is finding a way to take the great craft and the great knowledge that we can offer up here and export it, make it accessible to people outside of the Loomhouse. We still want people to come up here and experience this, but we want to take the fiber craft out and get it in the classroom, get it into other situations, and make it more accessible. And so we are in the process of writing a curriculum that you don't need a fiber background in order to teach. But we want to teach the kids in, again, the most accessible way. So now that we know how the loom works, it's actually called the Little Loomhouse because of the little looms that we use to teach people on. And the beauty of those, when she designed them, was that it made weaving more accessible. Instead of having to have a big piece of equipment, these were light, they're beautiful, they're portable, and they're very easy to learn on. And it is simply about the very basic interlacement of these threads. And from there, then they can apply it up to more complicated looms. And also from there, we go into the Kentucky overshot patterns, which is really exciting because they are doing a lot of pattern work and understanding the basis of that. Working with the Cabbage Patch is a wonderful opportunity because we're able to work together and really test out a lot of these activities, a lot of these lessons there. And so we work on cardboard looms, and the work that we're seeing come out of it's going to be beautiful. They're learning how to become makers in their own world. How do they apply in the world? How do they help to change and craft their own world? And I think that that gives them the strength to think outside the box for themselves. The more we can stop and think about the elements of our lives and appreciate them, the more we can understand the ways we can change the world. And so many times I think children feel like they are simply in a world that exists around them, but it's human-made in so many parts of it that they can participate.